Hello, the channel. Welcome back, everyone. My voice is recovered from the game last night. Absolutely incredible night at Celtic Park. Shout out for the young boys supporters as well. Created a great atmosphere. Celtic won, another clean sheet for Kasper Schmeichel. Sensational. Kasper Schmeichel signed a new contract, or the Celtic have triggered contract extension, so he'll be here until at least 2026, which is brilliant news. Celtic qualified through to the last stages with a game to spare, which is absolutely amazing. So, format of the video today will be we've got preview of the weekend. Celtic are playing again against Dundee, so we'll have a look at Celtic lineup. Going to do a wee bit of work on the under 45 averages for the Underdog competition. Then we'll have a look at the end. I'll show you the players we've been buying, what I'm doing strategy wise, or what I'm aiming for with some of the recent buys, or what the gallery plans are. Hopefully people find that quite useful. So first and foremost, have a look at the preview for the weekend. So PSV against NAC Breda. Good result for PSG in Europe. I'm sure they'll be buoyed by that. They were 3-0 up, then Flamengo get sent off, but a great result for them. 3.34 XG, 55% clean sheet percentage. Buscaglia with a rare bad game, but you'd imagine he'll be back to a bit of AA, you would have thought, for that game. I don't know their situation in the overall table. Obviously there's quite a lot of permutations for everybody, but looking good for PSV there as well. Had a quick check there. I think they're on 11 points, so pretty good. But you have to watch out for rotations, I guess, between Champions League games. Celtic against Dundee, 3.34 XG, 56% clean sheet percentage. Celtic have been keeping a lot of clean sheets this season. Come back to Celtic lineup in a wee minute. Liverpool against Ipswich. Well, Liverpool, top of the Champions League group, absolutely brilliant this season in the EPL and in the Champions League. 3.31 XG, again 56-57% clean sheet percentage. They've not been keeping clean sheets as much, but there's a wee element of rotation midweek, so you would have thought that guys like Trent, etc., come back in. Salah started, I think he came off a wee bit earlier. He does like to play a lot of games, so that makes a lot of sense. Sporting against Nacional Funchal, 2.89 XG, 58% clean sheet percentage, so probably the best fixture in Challenger, though there's a few to push that with Galatasaray, who don't keep a lot of clean sheets, but approaching 50% clean sheet percentage. Good XG there, 2.7. Club Brugge against Kortrijk. Pretty good fixture for them. They do have a big Champions League game coming up as well, though. I think they might be in danger of falling short if they are beaten by Man City. Huge game, tough one for them. Barcelona against Valencia. I watched that Benfica-Barcelona game. What a game of football that was. 5-4. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. That man Rafinha has just been sensational this season. I don't know why I've not got one. I guess I keep saying, it's too late to buy him, only 5%, and he just keeps delivering. He's just been crazy. Valencia down the bottom of the table, although I did play Sergio Gomez against them and he was rotten, so still was a walkover. Paris Saint-Germain, good luck calling that team. That's Genesis's job. I wouldn't take that job for the world. Real Madrid, 2.5 XG, 48% clean sheet percentage. They don't really keep many clean sheets, if I'm honest. Shame they didn't get one against Salzburg, because I called that pretty well. I was pretty happy with the way I lined out the teams. Captain a few Real Madrid guys, which makes a lot of sense. Champions League, but they all delivered, but just didn't keep a clean sheet. So, one of those. Celtic with Real Madrid would have worked really well, but just didn't get enough Celtic in for the defence. AC Milan against Parma. Braga with 58% clean sheet percentage, but don't really have many licensed players. And Bayern Munich and Bayern in München in Germany are there. Looks like the best fixture available against Freiburg, who've been a bit poor recently. Bayern are quite good, actually, in terms of the way they've been playing recently, and that's a pretty good fixture, obviously, for the Bundesliga competition, maybe for Champ as well, but the standout ones in Champ are Liverpool, Barcelona. I think Real Madrid are really firing just now as well. Anything else stand out? Newcastle playing Southampton, so from a EPL point of view, even Brentford stacks were sort of hacking up when we're playing against Southampton, so it's that seems to be a strategy this season. Who's playing Southampton? Fenerbahce. We'll come back to them when I'm talking about who I bought recently. And a bit of a better fixture for Dynamo Zagreb. Maybe they'll get back to being a bit more solid, starting to get some players in, etc. Dortmund sacked their manager. Rangers a really tough one away against Dundee United. So Dundee United really quite strong at home this season. Rangers away form been really good, so could be a good weekend again for the Celtic stacks, which takes me on to the prediction. So excellent win last night. Played very well. I mean, it looked quite, squeaky bum time and everything at the end, but Celtic played great. I mean, they were really sharp first half. Could have scored 3 or 4 goals easily. Did get the ball in the net. There was some offsides. Missed a penalty, but created loads of chances. Kasper Schmeichel, 95%. Guy's sensational. One of the best goalkeepers I've seen at Celtic, and definitely the best on the ball. He's incredible. Real leader in the dressing room and everything as well. So I'm delighted with that contract extension to 2026, which was what I was expecting, but until it's actually done, you just don't know. Greg Taylor, Valley looks as if he's very much back up at the moment. I'll be interested to see what happens. I think Celtic are trying to tie down Kieran Tierney on a pre-contract and then take him in loan at the end of the season. So it does sound very much like the Valley deal to Como is going to happen when that's all sorted out. Also interesting, Carter Vickers have reduced their percentages a wee bit just because they are the number one partnership at the moment, but CCV's played a lot of games and a lot of games in succession, so you could find one of them rested soon. Could be a game for Scales. I don't know. It's a tough one to call. Every time I predict recently Scales to come in, he just trots out with trusting Carter Vickers, and Carter Vickers, touch wood, looks quite, looks as if he's hitting his stripes, and Celtic dominate the ball. People just understand this, but like Greg Taylor, for example, he's up and down the wing. Won a penalty last night. Carter Vickers strolls games. The guy is just calm the fridge, ice cool, excellent defender. Arthur Johnson again. It's one of those. I'm pretty sure that there'll not be a lot of messing about. Celtic drew with Dundee last time, and Rodgers will have remembered that as well. Cal McGregor, excellent last night as well. Arnott Engels, an interesting one. That might be one that flips over to Bernardo. In fact, I think it probably will flip over to Bernardo. Kind of looks as if he picked up a bit of a knock and then he was taken off. I don't know if it was just cramp or he put a lot of effort into the game. But personally think I'm going to be avoiding Engels this weekend. So I would take that advice on board. Even if you do think Engels is going to start, fair. I don't think he's a brilliant selection for this weekend. It's a great game to play him in, but I think you'll probably see Luke McCown in this game in some shape or form. The only reason I've got Hatai at 75% is he's been rotated a lot recently, and also he was tremendous last night. So I think Rodgers will want to keep that going with him because I think he's a bit of a confidence player. Like when he's on, he's really on, but when he's struggling, he couldn't pass the ball to me from 10 yards away sometimes, but he plays more of a risky style where he plays, sort of more risky passes, he tries to play passes which create things, whereas maybe some other players play safe passes. Like Bernardo plays a lot of safe passes, whereas Hatate plays passes which are ambitious, and then he gets possession loss for it. But he's the most creative midfielder that Celtic have got. Maeda will play this game, I think. He can't play in Birmingham. He was sent off last night. A bit undeserved for me, but anyway. Adam Ida, claiming all the glory. Big chance missed. Big chance missed. It was the defender that scored. I don't care, we're through. Who gives a shit? And Nicholas Kuhn, again, he's had a few rests and things recently. You could see Yang. I think that Rodgers will want to keep the pedal to the metal, as we usually say. He'll want to keep that gap. Now we've progressed in the Champions League, he'll want to keep the momentum. He'll want to win the treble. He'll want to beat Aston Villa next week. If we're playing Real Madrid in the playoff rounds, he'll want to beat Real Madrid. I know that's not all realistic, but that's the mentality at Celtic. So there we go. Hopefully the teams are a wee bit easier to predict. Not winning anything that much midweek, but there we go. I think what we'll do is have a quick look at the gallery because that will explain maybe some of the selections. Then we'll have a look at the work for the Underdog because I know quite a lot of people do like some selection stuff. So I'll maybe show you some of the teams I've picked as well, and then we'll go into the Underdog. So I picked up Skriniar, great move to Fenerbahce. Guy's a good player. PSG move didn't work out, but I think he'll be a proper challenger, elite defender there. Also got the in-season with 7.5% bonus, which, is not high for collecting or anything, but yeah, I think that's a good price for him, even with only half a season to go. Dusan Tadic, I sold Tadic forward card, which people might find a bit weird, but I'm just kind of flipping the strategy. I'm not enjoying Classic. That's the first thing. I'm not really enjoying it. The second thing is, as you go on through the season in Classic, you can mainly only win in-season cards, and those in-season cards are going down in utility every week at the moment. So I just rather win cash. Obviously, everyone would rather win cash. That'd be great, and I've got the money to reinvest because I've sold some players and I've still been winning. Franklin just comes out like on top of so many stats in that league. Like he's back now. I think he should get a game tonight, Mid-Child, then the league resumes next month as well. So I thought under 200 quid at 20 was a good pickup. I actually seen one of the Mid-Child games earlier on the season. It was on the television and he looked absolutely shit hot as well. So he passes the eye test and the stats test. Ortwin de Wolf, I've not been playing a lot. I've not been playing Challenger in season cash, but a couple of things. I do have a Division 1 entry, so once I've got players to play before the change happens where you're one big division, I do have a D1 to play. It's really good cash if you manage to snag a podium or whatever there. I like the super rare changes. People who have prepared their strategy around the 3 and 2 don't like the changes, but the changes make me more likely to buy into super rare. I think a lot of people are missing this in the update. Like, I looked at Challenger and the big weekends are going to pay out 30 places. So you get $70 for coming in the top 30, but also the pool of people who's going to go into that competition is going to come down, right? Because you can't put in 2 classic season super rares. That cuts down the potential possibilities of teams by a lot because there's not a lot of super rares to buy and sell now from Europe. We're going to be moving on to an early access South Korea, Japan MLS competition, which again, I really like. MLS competition is valid for this as well because instead of the MLS coming in and Ryan Gold getting hundreds and Messi and all that sort of stuff, I'm not going to have to play against Messi. So again, that's the thought process behind buying, very good young players like Deju. Hopefully return the money spent on them, reinvest that money maybe in some other stuff, but also got some really good data-driven buys in the gallery. Levi Nene is part of the Notch Island collection, which I'll explain in a wee minute. Mario Dorgella is pretty good average, looks pretty promising. Roy Markman, Lucas Hay from Notch Island's going to Anderlecht. Doing a bit of research on Markman, he looks as if he could be the natural successor there. Arrow Simsier comes out like in that league and a lot of metrics just as absolutely sensational. Again, he's been injured, but look, he's averaged 60. 24 quid for this guy's rare. 24 quid! You'll make that back in one game week. This, honestly, the first time that guy hits like an 80 or whatever, you'll make that back, that 24 quid. Danny Ceballos, I just added to the Real Madrid collection. Hosberg, part of the Nordschilling stuff. Picked up the Vickers and Kuhn celebration stuff, just get carried away with a Celtic fan, overpaid. Okay. Yeah, Rasmussen's right up there in that league for Brøndby. See, Brøndby now can't be minted. 80 quid for the super rare. I can mix that in as a defensive position. Dean Henderson, Johnny Placide, 1. Arrow Sims here I've also got super rare of. You'll see I've went for a lot of the guys from Notch Island. Picked up a Kak here. Might be in the market for a super rare as well, just because I need obviously in-season challenger goalkeepers. And picked up Dorgeles. Daniel Svensson I think is really underrated. If you look back at his scores, he plays as a fullback I think, and he had a wee spell where he was getting loads of assists and everything. So with the right fixtures, superb. Wessel Dammers, well, just look at his average, right? 80 quid for that guy's super rare. Some of the stuff's so cheap, honestly. Like, you win that back easily. Look at Search. There's a contender one I've added in. I think I explained that before. On a lot of set pieces, etc. Good age, so 25 or whatever. So anyway, in terms of the spreadsheet, I'm going to have a look at my players. What I've done is I've filtered this to under 45 so that we can see, so last 15 average 45. All players in my own gallery so we can see is there any sort of standouts. Ivo Grbic, interesting one. 48% clean sheet percentage, so that could be a really cheap goalkeeper option for you. Lovakovic is there, but he's injured at the moment, so I wouldn't use him. Owusu Ojuro, so a good game at home, 44%, that stands out to me. Usually I would use him in like Challenger, or usually I would use him in under 23s, but I'm kind of moving a wee bit away from under 23s if I'm honest. I'm just not really enjoying the classic comps. I've not really won much there either, so it's maybe not a big enough sample size. Awano is getting games, I think, for Alaves. Oxford is injured, that's a shame. Nico Mantle there with reasonable clean sheet percentage as well. Defenders, anybody really standing out here? So I think probably best pick there would be Wuso Duro. I think he's a solid pick anyway because his age and everything. I think he's really good. Gonzalo Montiel is a great pickup for River. I can't believe how cheap I got a guy super rare, honestly. It's like 40 quid or something. I can't he's projected 100. He's going to play in a fullback, but he's going from was it Sevilla, was that? To River Plate, who, are going to be good this season. Him, Martinez, Quarta, they've signed Driussi. They've still got some good young players there. I think River are in for a good season, and I do think that Montiel and Martinez Quarta are good pickups. Montiel's previous last 15 and everything is based on his Sevilla days, based on some of the Argentinian games, not based for playing with River Plate in Argentina. Milton Venezuela, reasonable projection there as well. A guy who's not minted at the moment, but some people might know used to play in MLS. Wonderson does pretty well at home for Monaco. They'll be buoyed by that result. Watch out for rotations. Dodo's there, Alejandro Balde. You can see it. Well, these are all my own players, but hopefully give people some ideas. Facundo Buonanotte, good. Look how Romero has moved to Cruz Azul, so if he gets starts, we'll definitely look out for him. Some interesting ones in there. Sorare, not always a big scorer, but that's pretty interesting that he pops up. Jan Gaboho, pretty interesting player. Bilal Kanous, excellent player. Does tend to get involved in creation. We goal or assist there, could easily be a good one for the under 45. Shelderup's been excellent, by the way. I think I hope Benfica give that guy games, because I know they've got Di Maria and everything. There's loads of different options. Got Actor Rogru or whatever you call him. Can't even say his name right. But that guy's a cracking young player. Gabriel Martinez, interesting one. 2.4 XG for Braga at home, so if he gets a game, could be pretty good. Bajurak Tarovic moved to PSV, so that'll be why he's quite up there in terms of projected scores. Darwin Núñez, an interesting one. Doesn't always start though, so it doesn't really get AA. Immobile's on there. Topi Keskinen for Aberdeen. I think they'll turn a corner soon. Yakuba Minty's pretty interesting one. Brighton, usually decent at home as well. And nobody else really sort of standing out over and above that. So in terms of my own selections, let's have a quick look. Video's not too long today. My head's still working at the moment. Thank you to Coke Zero caffeine. So I fired in a couple of teams into All-Star, etc. Orton the Wolf, I don't have enough to enter Challenger in season at the moment, but I'll be there soon. It's let me run an All-Star with some other good options. The good thing about what the changes to Super Rare is you don't need to worry about getting relegated, right? So, playing like this All-Star team, I think McGregor and Vickers, hoping will play. Vickers tends to put up a lot of good big scores at home. Troy Parrott playing as Sparta, who've been rotten. Micah Huishin's away to Plymouth, so they were struggling. I think they're going to go down. And Ontiveros brilliant last game. Taking a risk in the other team, played Scales just because I think that's an appropriate place to play him. Loads of Furuhashi rumours, but I'm not sure they're actually relevant rumours. Makes good news. Get Carlos Acevedo in here. Josh Doig was excellent last game. Koki Saito got a goal last game. Lozek scored last game. Patrick Wimmer's playing Holson Kiel, which is pretty good. So again, that's just my super rares. Let's build a wee limited underdog team. The filters are all working here as well, which is good. So it filters out the guys who are above that. So I think we were saying Wuso Duro. Did I have another Wuso Duro? I think I probably used them in Challenger Cash. See, that's the only thing. I think Kieran Nahara will probably start for Kilmarnock. We'll get information on the first choice because he get injured against Celtic in a cup. Probably go for a Wano. Still pretty reasonable score. I might move in all honesty, a Wuso Duro in here depending on team strength. Shahana Pavlovic against Parma is a great when you look at the score put in the Champions League. So Definitely wouldn't put off anyone buying him. Diamandi in the under 45s. Jordan Boss playing left wing, by the way, so he's one to look out for. I think with Sporting at home, I think Usman Diamandi is a good selection there. Again, some transfer rumours and everything, but always the case with good players. You'll see picked up an Almiron with a view to the move to the MLS. Yassine Asari's pretty interesting. I think Baleva got sent off recently, so he's not going to play, I don't think. So Ayari could be a reasonable shout with Brighton being at home. Looking at Romero, I don't know if I've got a limited of going or not a shame the one area get injured. Lucas Bergvall really good. I mean, wouldn't put off anybody putting him in. Seems to be Angie's golden boy as well, getting games ahead of Madison, which is interesting. He has been doing well, the lad, though, so Vidovic looks like he's injured. We're kind of scraping the barrel a wee bit. This is where when my head's not working, it makes it more difficult. Bergvall against Leicester. I mean, Leicester are pretty leaky, so I'll probably put in Bergvall in there. I won't use Bergvall in any of my EPL teams or anything. Osama Idrisi is definitely a good selection. Sesko, I don't know if his ban still applies. He got sent off recently, didn't he? Right, so I'm going to keep an eye out for that. It looks like there's a double game week of some description for Giacomakis, so that could be a deciding factor. Furuhashi's there. Is he there? I don't know. Is he going to Rennes? Are we getting Jota? I don't know. There's loads of rumours. Jorginho Ruter's been good recently. Definitely wouldn't put off anybody picking him. Yakuba Minty, I think, is a reasonable selection. John Duran should be back, should get games, subject of a bit of interest as well. I'm going to go with Sam Idrisi because he gets a bit of AA, and obviously that could be quite valuable in a competition like this, being, like an under 45s competition. Giacomakis, not really an AA guy. Rocco Vata has been good recently, pretty interesting. Probably whack in Srijana Pavlovic there as well, just because he's back and he's got a low average, but I think he's better than that in Parma, so hopefully he stays in the team. I'll check the projections and everything on that as well. Probably going to go with Idrisi captain for the moment. Guess a pretty tough game against Monterrey, actually. I don't know. Probably go with Diamandi or Pavlovic captain just for this. Hang on. Why is it showing me these players in if they're not actually available to play? Scrap all that advice. Jesus. Yeah, I do apologise. I assumed that it was filtering people out, but it's not filtering people out. I don't know why that's happened. Very sorry about that. Loads of bad advice in there. Ignore all that. I was saying, I'm sorry. So we have to pick other players. Hollerback's been pretty good. St. Pauli. Could risk Adamida. Didn't score many goals recently, if I'm honest. Anybody else standing out? Coolwetter come up on the sheet, I'm pretty sure there. Wonder when Balikwisha's back. It's an interesting one. The pick-up's a half for the move to the MLS. So I'm taking a bit more time in this, but hopefully people are picking up some reasonable shouts, if that makes sense. If at this point, if they give me one, that'd be good. Actually, struggling to actually pick my team myself. Quite like Yakuba Minty at home, actually. It's a reasonable selection. Sometimes take some sets as well. So, again, it's kind of one of the plus points for him. Can't pick Pavlovic because he shows up there, but it's under 45, so I don't know why that's happening. But just a wee thing with the lineup builder, etc. Now it's not letting me go to all our players. Probably just because I've got a lot of players to load. It's probably my fault. Alejandro Baldi, good selection, I think. Home against Valencia. David Neres, reasonable selection as well. Jordan Boss, he's been playing pretty well. I mean, he's been playing left wing, right? So I don't think Westerlo will keep a clean sheet against Genk, but playing a bit more advanced is a real plus point for a defensive player. So, bit of food for thought. Have we met the rules? Yes, we're in. That's that daft noise again as well. It's back. I thought it wasn't working on my phone anyway. It wasn't coming on, but back. Right, let's do a rare team and then we'll log off and leave everybody alone. You should be fed up listening by this point. Which is perfectly understandable. There's a star rare in this competition, right? So it's worth taking it seriously. Said earlier, Garbage is there. So he's got a good fixture. Is that Adana they're playing? They're pretty poor, so definitely a good shout, I think. Skriniar's not at PSG anymore, so watch out for that. Zanka's moving to the MLS, that's why I picked him up. Bernauer's a guy I usually like, but Merhuisen's away to Plymouth, I think. So again, watch out for that stuff. Lewis Dunk's a reasonable selection at home. You check to see if he's projected to play, but yeah, I think you could definitely get a wee cheeky clearance off the line or whatever there. Again, I've got another Jordan Boss I could use here. Vanderson, yeah. So the only thing's rotation, we've got a lot of games, so, but yeah, you don't need to worry about getting relegated here, so that's a plus point. It's under 45 as well, which always helps when you can comply with the rules. Otherwise, your lineup won't go in. Join me for more hot takes. Gaboho, I could drop down here. Interesting one. Could actually just use the super rare in here. Fabian Reeder against Mainz, pretty good fixture. Kevin Shaddy, has been some rumours of him moving on, I think. Buonanotte, Spurs are so leaky. They're so leaky, honestly. They're just incredibly leaky. They're not real. After that big speech about Spurs being leaky, I'm going to go Buonanotte. The guy I really like is a real proper player. Nico Serrano, still got his unique. He's been linked to some moves, so that's a pretty interesting one because he was really good in La Liga 2 the last time, the high promotion. He's a good player. If they get him out for some game time, then he'll get a nice unique to sell, an under 23 one as well. Maybe pranks you I was watching and come along and they'll want to buy him. Hopefully he starts well, gets loads of good scores if he moves, obviously. Rikoki Saito is a reasonable shout. Oh, for sake. Can't press the right button, Dick. Shelderup. Yeah, I mean, picked up a duplicate of this guy as well. I do have an R1. I just think he's really good. So just a top talent. One of those sort of Scandinavian talents. Just think this guy could proper go all the way. He gets a bit of A as well. So he's been putting in some nice scores. Still at 45, but it's quite played a lot for the bench, right? So it's kind of natural. Guys who come from the bench a lot, holds back their score. But the really good game in this game. He had a BCM, I think, in that game, but still got decisive. And then the last game was against Barcelona, right? But so put any form of green score against Barcelona is pretty decent as well. Thought he was good. Didn't look out of place in that pitch anyway. So for the last place, saying these guys are showing up, but they're not actually playable, I don't think. It's got to be under 45, so anyways, fine. Just got to scroll past them. Dodo's a reasonable shout. I'm not sure when Schumanni's back. Benita is quite an attacking fullback. I just got to go with Jordan Boss. Captain Vanderson's pretty attacking at home. I'll go with him. I'll see whether or not the predictions line up, see what he's planning to do. Christian Medina's moved to Studiantes, by the way. Pretty good move, but hopefully he's kind of one of the main men there, but just above the 45. Premier League wise, got a bit different this weekend. Going to Liverpool guys, obviously, and the classic mode. I think it's a good fixture at home for Brighton, so going for Crystal Palace to relent finally. I mean, they're a really good team. I've got Dean Henderson in here, but I think the Brentford are due a game where they score a couple. Palace been on a good run recently, but they did go through a spell where they're conceding a lot of goals as well. So just a differential type setup, and Kulusevski against Leicester, well capable of getting a big score at home. Tottenham are conceding a lot of goals, but they're also scoring goals. So I like that wee set up. Gone quite bright and heavy. This one, Matoma really good last game. Hopefully it goes a wee streak. It's Division 3 as well. Taking a risk on Andy Robertson just because really good fixture against Ipswich, and Simicast played midweek. So there we go. So nothing really to write home about rewards wise from midweek. There'll be no sort of rewards video. In fact, a couple of boxes to open. We need to do the giveaway of Gory Aaron, so probably will do a rewards video Friday night just to sort of give that away, etc. as well. Anyways, if you've managed to bear with me for 30 minutes, one of the goals of the channel this year is to get to 2,000 subscribers. I'm nearly there, but it'd be good to hit that and then just keep moving forward. Appreciate all the feedback, some really nice messages for the previews, Celtic lineups. Maybe you want to follow some of my Nordsjælland buys, Right to Dream, Talent Factory. Markman's a good shout, I think. That boy will fit in for Lucas Hay. Looks like he's the sort of next in line, and they do play young players, so you could get a really good bit of value there in the under 23s. Puts in a few good scores. Not a lot of cards, so you might even make a wee profit as well. So there we go. Thanks again for watching. We'll end in a customary fashion as we do. Good luck. Go fuck.